What's going on, guys? Davis Hirsch here from Hirsch Power Garage. Welcome back to another video. Today, I've partnered with Mori to bring y'all a new video series on how to improve the interior and exterior lighting on your car. Behind me is my 2012 Nissan 370Z, which I'll be showing y'all how to actually do the install on today. But regardless of whether you have a Z or another style of car, you're still going to be able to see the improvement of the upgraded Mori bulbs when compared to the OEM old ugly halogen bulbs. Without further ado, I'm going to show you what we're going to be working with today, as well as the other products that I'm going to be showcasing from Mori in the coming weeks. On display now is what we're going to be installing in today's video. On my left is going to be the Mori 5000K bulbs. Of course, these are going to replace the OEM bulbs in the headlights. You can go up to a 6000K brighter bulb, but I did not choose that. I'll have some more information in the description below as for why I stuck with the 5000 instead of the 6000, but just want to let you guys know that it is an option in case that's something you're thinking about doing. In the middle here is going to be the LED turn signals. These amber ones will replace the orange halogen bulbs that come on the car from stock. So right up there, this is what's going to go in place of those. Keep in mind, you will need to order 4. If you order let's say you just want to do the rear of the car and not the front, the car will not be happy as far as the electrical resistance. So you will need to switch both the driver's side and the passenger side out at once. Lastly, right here we have the upgraded LED bulbs, which will replace the reverse lights in the car, but it is also possible to use these for the license plate lights or for the interior lighting. And so I do have another video linked in the description below of me using these on the interior lights as well as the trunk light in the car. It's a night and day difference, so I'd highly recommend watching that video after you're done with this one. I won't be showing it in today's video, but Mori also sent me a couple of other products that I'm going to use on my full custom headlight build. So if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe, as that will be coming in the next few weeks. But they sent me their XB DRL right here. This product replaces the OEM amber colored boomerang, I'll show it on screen right now, that is in the original factory headlights. This will look kind of clear, shall we say, at the moment, but when it has power to it, it'll blink orange just as it's supposed to. Right here, this is the Mori Retro Rubber Resealing Glue. This is what you're going to need to have in case you do open up your headlights. Otherwise, when you try and reseal them, then if you don't do it properly, you're going to get condensation and it's just going to be a huge pain. Of course, no one wants to deal with that. So make sure, in case you do open up your headlights to customize them, you can seal them properly with Mori Retro Rubber Glue. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on the install. Of course, we are working with electronics, so we're going to take off the negative terminal on the battery. Get yourself a 10 mil, pop that off. Additionally, I have the car raised up right now. I have it raised so high because I have to get a camera and tripod in there as well as my arms, but you can get this done just by raising it a little bit if you only have the OEM jack. Afterwards, you are going to have to remove your fender liners, so keep that in mind if you have never done that before. I will have a video linked in the description below if you don't know how to do so. Once the battery is disconnected and the fender liner is removed, to pop this cap off, you will see right there it says open with an arrow pointing up. So of course, we're just going to go ahead and twist it and then gently pop it off like that. It should have a rubber kind of weather seal right there. If yours is torn or cracked, make sure to replace that. We're going to set that to the side so that we don't lose it. I realized I was not going to be able to get a good angle for you guys in there. So what I decided to do is take one of my spare sets of headlights, and what you'll need to do to remove the bulb, this is the main headlight bulb, is twist this silver thing and then gently pry that back. You go ahead and just set that to the side, make sure it doesn't rub on anything or mess up the connectors or anything like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have these two little metal rods, shall we say. These are what holds the bulb actually in place. What we're going to do is press inwards and move it to the side. So we're going to move it to the right just like that. It's a little hard to do with one hand, but that one's released now, and now we're going to do the same for this side. Now with these loose,
As you can see, we can lift this up and the bulb can come right back out. Be very careful with this. You don't want to damage it. And you do not want to touch it with your fingers, as the oils on your hands can mess it up.
Just like last time, it's going to be next to impossible for me to get my hands in here and also record at the same time, but I'm going to try my best to show y'all how to change the turn signal bulb. Right now, we are on the passenger side. You're going to have to remove this clip here because it's going to get in our way. This hose is for the washer fluid, and then to get this top bulb out, we're going to twist this and try and slide that out. It looks like the blue cord is kind of stuck on this black wiring harness right here. I'm going to jump cut here. I've already got the new LED bulb installed, but what I realized is that this wiring harness that runs right here, all I had to do was just use this pinch clamp right there, popped right out and gave me all the access I needed. So I'm going to pull that down and try and nudge the blue cord over, just like that. There we go. Just like that. Now this is loose. Gonna be good to take that out. And to remove the bulb, all we're gonna do is get a firm grip on this end. Oh. Now we're going to go ahead and reroute the lines back how they should be before we are good to reconnect the battery.
Moving on to the reverse lights. Obviously, this is not what your Z looks like. Probably shouldn't look like, but all it is just a couple trim panels you got to remove. First up, we're going to have to remove this interior light. All you're going to do is slide a pry tool and pop that out. Then we'll go ahead and pull the carpet along with the spare tire and or subwoofer. From there, we're going to have to remove the 4 clips that hold the OEM cargo net in place. That will also come right out with another pry removal tool. Then you'll see 2 more little push clamps on the back side, kind of closer to the trunk latch. And then you'll grab your pry tools and gently kind of walk it along the plastic that surrounds and covers the rear coilover strut towers. Then once you pop those out, you'll be good to remove your styrofoam. That's just held in with some Velcro and 1 or 2 small clamps on the bottom of the floorboard. Once you have this accessed, all you're going to do to remove this is just pop this trim panel up, which I'll show you in a second. But there's going to be 2 10 mils on top, as well as 1 8mm right there on the back side of both tail lights. And so what we're going to go ahead and do now is pop these off, and keep in mind that the wiring harness will be plugged in, so you're going to have to be gentle with that. Don't yank it out, otherwise you could mess up the harness.
I know, I hate when people do this, but over 97% of y'all aren't subscribed. If you are enjoying the content so far, I'd appreciate a like or a subscription. You can always unsub down the line if you don't like our content. Without further ado, let's keep going.
As you guys can see there, obviously I struggled a little bit with the removal of the wiring harness, but all you have to do is place a little flathead on that little tab right there, push that down, pull this out. It's just hard to do without basically scratching the paint and of course doing that all by yourself. If you do have any other questions or need some more angles, I do have a tutorial on how to remove the 370Z rear bumper, in which that could have some more angles for you. Also, I will be making a video soon on how to install a reverse camera. So if you're interested in doing that to your car, that will be uploaded soon. Removing the OEM bulb will be fairly simple. All you're going to do once you have the taillight removed is just pull the wiring harness out of this little tab here. You're going to twist this to open this up. And then of course we have the old bulb. All we're gonna do to remove that is just pop it out, simple as can be. Set that down to the side before opening up the new Morimoto bulb. Be careful with that. And all we'll go ahead and do now is just push that right in. There we go. I'm not using gloves this time since this part isn't actually part of the LED. And we're going to be careful to not scratch that when reinserting it. And then we will go ahead and get the mounting tabs in place so that it gets seated into the taillight housing. Go ahead and relock it, and then you're good to go. All right, so once you've finished with the LED reverse light installation, what we're gonna do is remove this cover for the reverse light. Of course, just like the others, just twist it and pop it right out. And then we're gonna be good to go to install the new Morimoto reverse LED light. So to remove the reverse bulb, same process as before. I can't find my little glove, so just to keep my hands off of the bulb, what I'm gonna do is obviously use this material. Here we are with the new Morimoto LED. We're just gonna plug that right in there. Push it in just like that, so it's seated. As I can tell, it's a little uneven. All right, now it's fully seated, and we're gonna be good to reinstall it. As you can see here, a little fan to keep this cool. And just be careful to not bump the LEDs as you reinsert it. And then we'll twist this to lock it once more, just like that. Twist it up, good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the car now and show you guys a comparison. As you can tell, obviously the garage is pitch black right now. Before I turn on the lights, I want to mention that I have the passenger side headlight completely covered right now since it is a bit cloudy. I don't want this to kind of interrupt the brightness test. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the DRL just like that. I'm not gonna mess with any of the camera exposure settings. This is an iPhone 15 Pro, and I am going to go ahead now and turn on the main headlight. This is not the bright, by the way. I'm gonna let the camera auto expose. Again, I'm not gonna touch anything, so this is a controlled test, shall we say. And next up, new bulb. Let's ignore the moth. Right here, I've gone ahead and turned the bright lights on, but I left the amber turn signals turned off. Shown here is the bright headlights turned off, but the front turn signals turned on. Next up, we have the bright lights turned on as well as the front turn signal turned on. As you can see here, there's a substantial difference in the Morimoto bulb. Last up for the headlights is just the turn signal with the headlight turned off. Obviously, once again, the Morimoto is much brighter. For now, I've got the garage lights turned off once more on the left side of the car. So the driver's side right here, I have the OEM reverse light installed as well as the OEM amber turn signal. And on the passenger side, I have the upgraded Morimoto bulb in both the reverse light and the turn signal. I'm gonna get in the car and put it in reverse to show you the difference between the two bulbs, as well as the difference with the turn signals. Unfortunately, as you can tell, my car is gutted, so I can't use the hazards right now to show you both bulbs at once, but this will still show you how much brighter the new Morimoto bulb is compared to the OEM halogen bulb.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope y'all did enjoy today's video. If you do want to see the interior lighting or the headlight custom build I'm working on with them, be sure to stay subscribed. Those will be coming in the next few weeks. Without further ado, I want to say a big thank you to you guys for all the support lately. I appreciate the growth of the channel and the kind of positive reception to my new rebranding. Lastly, if you do want to help support the channel, I have links to my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal in the description below. And we are launching our website, www.hirschpower.com. If you do want to buy any merchandise, that will also be available soon. Thanks again, guys.
So to remove that, what we're gonna have to do is